My name is Chris Bopp, and along with my co-author, I would like to present the results of our systematic review of stakeholder voice in HCI research with nonprofit organizations. The prevalence of HCI research carried out with nonprofits has increased dramatically over the past 35 years, since the first mention of a nonprofit in an HCI publication in 1983. Despite this history and our accumulating understanding, there have not yet been any systematic reviews of this body of research. Before making more holistic claims about what this body of knowledge might suggest for a research agenda moving forward, we carried out a systematic literature review that included 145 publications to understand the varying degrees of inclusion or exclusion of stakeholder voices. Ample research in HCI emphasizes the importance of ensuring that a breadth of stakeholder voices are included in system design, especially in situations with significant power dynamics and conflicting values. Other scholarship and community-based research emphasizes that the methods we use foreground certain voices over others, making it essential that the methods used across a broad body of research recognize the voices of a comprehensive set of stakeholders. Our first research question is, to what degree have the voices of stakeholders in the social sector been included or excluded in the body of research being developed to understand the role of technology in nonprofit organizations? We explored this in a number of ways as described on the slide, such as groups that were included, methods, and geographic regions. As indicated in this graph, over time, researchers have engaged with a greater diversity of stakeholders in the nonprofit sector. However, the preliminary focus on employees has persisted over time. While researchers' engagements with clients and the public has increased over the past decade, the frequency has still not approached that of engagement with employees. Qualitative methods are the most common mode of inquiry for researchers in this corpus. Overall, interviews are the most frequently cited method. Secondly, when researchers engage with the public, they have adopted a more diverse set of methods than is used with employees. While interviews are still frequently conducted, researchers have also used methods like observations and surveys. Clients are the stakeholder group that is least likely to be engaged, and when they are engaged, it is most often via observational methods. Research was most commonly conducted in the US and the UK. After accounting for differences in nonprofit sectors across the country, we found that the field has most significantly under-engaged with countries in the European-style welfare partnership cluster, such as Germany, Austria, and France. The type of organizations with which researchers most frequently engaged are health and social service organizations, while other organizations, such as professional associations, have been engaged with less frequently. Additional research that bolsters our understanding of the perspectives of stakeholders who are currently underrepresented would help to ensure that there is more equity in the voices that are informing system design. Engaging these stakeholders through more diverse methods would also enable valuable new ways of knowing, and interacting with organizations in more geographic areas and policy fields allows us to not only expand our knowledge, but to conduct comparative analysis across contexts. Our second research question focuses on the more generalizable lessons, but the ways that stakeholder voices are rendered more or less analytically included. This question unpacks the systemic influences on decisions around the inclusion of stakeholder groups, methods, geographies, and organizational types. Inspired by Bowker's application of the concept of charismatic megafauna, we outline a framework for engaging in such disciplinary reflexivity by examining 3 different analytic charismas. Rather than stemming from any one individual researcher's motivations or research questions, systemic biases across a body of research result from more systemic cultural forces, or charismas, that compel certain types of research over others and compel the inclusion of some stakeholders over others. Methodological charisma encourages researchers within a discipline to adopt or prefer certain methods over others, and could be influenced by the epistemologies of researchers who are drawn to working in a given area, or because partner organizations prefer particular methods in their role as gatekeeper. Institutional charisma encourages researchers in a discipline to prefer to work with certain institutions or configurations of institutions over others, while domain charisma encourages researchers to prefer working in certain domains or problem spaces like healthcare or crowdfunding, over others. Through our interrogation of the field's engagement with these nonprofit stakeholders, this systematic review finds significant opportunities for increased inclusion of voices. Ameliorating the gaps where stakeholder voices have been underrepresented will be essential for preventing emergent systemic biases in our understanding of the role of technology in the nonprofit sector.